Hello my lovelies, I hope you are well. Our lesson today is called the periodic table. It's our second lesson, so let's start. What are the elements? The elements, it was once believed that the fire, wind, air, and water and virus combination made up all the objects. So it seemed tasty the scientists consider there is to be at least 60 different substances or elements. So the scientists, there are elements that have similar properties begin to classifying them. So the scientists start to know what the elements and their similar properties and beginning to classify each of them. So the first one, who discovered the periodic table? The first one to discover the periodic table called Mendeleev or Demetri Mendeleev, but we called it the Mendeleev. The first organized the elements by arranging them in order of what increasing the atomic mass. He observed that the properties of these elements are in periodic or regularly repeating or in a pattern. So he called it, or it's known as periodic table. So who discovered the periodic table? Mendeleev. And he made the periodic table when he knows that there is an element wherein periodic or regularly repeating in a pattern. After that, who reorganized the Mendeleev periodic table? Who reorganized after Mendeleev? Called Henry Moseley. In order of what? In order of increasing the number of proton and the atomic number. After that, what is the periodic table? The periodic table is useful because it makes clear many patterns among the elements or element properties. So the periodic table is useful to know the pattern of the element. After that, what can you learn about an element from the periodic table? The atomic number is placed at the top of the square. So we have a chemical, as we know, when we calculating the proton number, the atomic mass, the atomic number. So the first of all, the atomic number is placed in the top, and in the middle, the chemical symbol. It's an abbreviation for the element name. The first letter on the chemical symbol is always capitalized. We can write like carbon, calcium. Start with C. The C is capital, so the first letter is always capital. If we have a two letter as a sample, the first one capital and the second one in a lower case. Okay, let's complete. The name of the element is written under the symbol, and also we have all the elements having the same number of protons, but they are different in the nutrients. After that, the average atomic mass of an element is weighted by the mass of the isotopes of the element, and the atomic mass is reported in the unit U. After that, let's talk about the periodic table in details. There is a zigzag line on the periodic table dividing the three major categories of the element: metal, non-metal, and metalloid. Okay, so we have the metal are the elements that are shiny, conduct heat and electricity. This is the properties of the metal. All we know that. The element on the left of the periodic table called metal, except the hydrogen. Okay, except the hydrogen. So all on the left, metals. And the element on the right are called non-metal. So what is the characteristics of the non-metal or the properties of the non-metals? They are poor conductor of heat and electricity. They are often dull and brittle. They can easily be broken. And the metalloid are the element of the sun. Properties of the metal and some of the non-metal, they are the border, the zigzag line. And also, most of the elements in the periodic table are metals. So, how are the elements arranged? They are a vertical column. In vertical, they are the same family. As we know, the family have the same characteristics. So, why the elements in the group are similar? Because their atoms have the same number of valence electrons, having the same valence electron. The valence electron. What is the valence electron, or what the importance of the valence electron? They are participating in the chemical bonding. Each horizontal row called the period, but the period physical and chemical properties of the element change periodically way from one end of the period to another. And then the atomic size decrease as you move from the left to the right across the period. So the atomic size decrease from the left to the right. The elements in the middle of the periodic table are the most dense. And also, as you move from the left to the right, the atomic number of the element increase by 1. And after that, the lanthanide, the actinide are placed below the table to allow the table to be narrower. So we put the lanthanide and the actinide below the table, separated from the table actually. So this is the periodic table, and also I printed the periodic table and I gave it to you, so you know the periodic table and each element in details. Thanks a lot. If you need any question, please tell me.